Hey, what's up, guys? It's Danny from the last cast.
And Charlotte.
And we finally got done watching Ash versus
Evil Dead.
We finished this on Netflix just a few minutes ago. I have up here in my collection, I have the entire Ash versus Evil Dead series on Blu-ray, along with the Evil Dead trilogy, along with the Evil Dead remake or sequel that Fede Alvarez made back in 2013, which you haven't seen yet, and it's so good. But anyway, we got done watching this, which is very exciting because we're recording this on Friday evening.
Yes.
Tomorrow, Saturday, we just did a video about it a couple nights ago. We are going to be in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at Monster Mania 49.
I was 7.
Oh, 49. And we're going to be meeting Dana DeLorenzo, who plays Kelly, and Ray Santiago, who plays Pablo. So we're very excited about that. Charlotte is, it's your third horror convention, your third Monster Mania. So you can stay tuned for some live footage from the con. We'll be posting videos tomorrow. We're going to take a couple of videos there. Maybe we could see if we can get somebody on camera. We'll see what happens. But anyway, let's talk about Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3. And we are going to go into spoilers because, quite frankly, this show was on the air a couple of years ago. Unfortunately, this was the end of Ash vs. Evil Dead. Starz did not pick it back up for a 4th season. But I still think it ends pretty damn perfect. I love the kind of throwback to the Army of Darkness original ending of Ash ending up in like this post-apocalyptic future. And yeah, it ends with him saying groovy. So what did you think about this? Did you like this season compared to seasons 1 and 2?
Did we go over season 1 and 2?
We did videos definitely for season 1. I think we did a video for season 2 also. But what did you think? Did you like this one better?
Well, I did. Well, I liked it a lot. I think it was better than season 2.
So it's interesting. I'm drinking out of, right now, a Stranger Things coffee cup. Hawkins, Indiana. That's what it says. Greetings from Hawkins, Indiana.
We don't care about Stranger Things.
No, but you made the point that this was a lot like Stranger Things in that I think season 1 was great. Season 2 was okay. I mean, pretty good.
What was season 2? Season 2 was like...
With Ball.
With Ball, yeah. I mean, I liked
There were
Ball.
a few crazy episodes in season 2.
I liked Ball, but
yeah. But I think season 3 really brought the show back to its core, which is the Necronomicon, Ruby as the main villain, and then at the end you have this giant monster, Kandar, the
and
demon.
Who looks a lot like the monster from Will's Upside Down.
Yeah, the Mind Flayer, right?
Mind Flayer.
Except a little bit more demonic with a little bit more in the horns department. One of the things that was crazy about this season is we find out that Ash
has a daughter.
Yeah, he has a little girl. Actually, she's a big girl. She's in high school.
I'm telling you,
we
find Ash and Brandy.
We could,
or Ash and Kelly.
Well, that outfit that Brandy has on, that's Brandy is Ash's daughter. For the last couple of episodes, you can wear like that bright gold dress,
and then like a leather jacket on top with like.
When I was in college once, I dressed as Ash. Yeah, I even had a name tag that said Ash S Smart on it.
S Smart, nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we could do that. We're throwing around costume ideas. It's only March, but hey, why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ash has a daughter. Her mother is killed by a deadite very early in this season.
I think it like the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, there's also another group of new characters led by Dalton, who are the Knights of Sumeria. There's these group of knights that have followed Ash his entire life, and they think, they treat him like he's almost a god on earth. He's the savior. He's the chosen one from the Necronomicon. Dalton shows up with Kelly, and he's around for a couple of episodes. He's a pretty cool character who dies kind of abruptly. Ruby kills him. Yeah. Basically, the moral of this story is don't try to fight Ruby alone. Yeah. Ruby, of course, is played by Lucy Lawless, and she's awesome in all. Yeah, but don't. He tries to fight her. He gets thrown through a tree branch and dies. And also, Kelly later on tries to fight Ruby one-on-one and gets killed as well. And Pablo, who was killed in season 2, is turned into a deadite. And Brandy dies, and Ash dies. Oh, everybody dies in this season.
Oh, yeah.
But it's Evil Dead. Everybody comes back. Part of this is that there's a rift, an interdimensional rift. They're able to go back and forth and reclaim their bodies and their consciousnesses. Yeah. What makes Ash vs. Evil Dead such a fun show
I don't know. Is it that there's amazing gore, there's amazing characters? Ash is played by
Bruce Campbell, yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
I mean, yeah, it's all
amazing.
I think you hit the 2 biggest things on the head. The 2 biggest things that make this show great, and that made this show great. It was my favorite show when it was on a few years ago. It's the combination of just the greatest Evil Dead style gore that you could see on a cable show. Up until the end, Ash, Brandy, Kelly, Pablo, all the main characters are just continually getting squirted with blood. Every single episode, every single season, there were at least 1 or 2 moments where you said to yourself, I cannot believe what I'm watching right now. But you know what it was for me this season?
What?
The scene with the baby, where the baby crawls inside the woman's body. So picture this.
I don't want to picture this.
Well, you watched it. You have a young child who's a demon.
Don't picture this.
There's a decapitated woman. The baby climbs up through the woman and sticks its head out of her empty, decapitated neck and is fighting Ash. Yeah.
Why do we have to picture that again?
I mean, because I just can't believe it actually happened. That I think was the moment of this season when I was first watching it where I was like, oh my God. There was back in season 2, there was the sperm bank scene, and there was the Ash getting pulled up the dead corpse's butt scene.
Hey.
Yeah, this show is amazing. But then the other thing you mentioned is, yes, the gore and the craziness with the blood and everything, but the characters. The characters and the interactions between them. By season 3, this is not a group of characters anymore. These are a family. And you really see that at the end, right? With Ash, the way Pablo and Kelly finally kind of, realize that they love each other, even if whether it's romantically or platonically, they totally love each other. Ash really becomes a father, which is nice. And yeah, look, if you've never watched Ash vs. Evil Dead, the whole series is on Netflix. It's 30 episodes, 3 seasons, 10 episodes each, and the episodes are only like 26 minutes, 30 minutes max. We watched the last 6 episodes over the last few nights.
My favorite characters this season. Kelly is the first season, Pablo's the second season, and Brandy has to be 3rd season.
Brandy was really good. I liked the way she was played.
The only thing I didn't understand is that the shed scene with Brandy.
Oh.
And that little
cell phone monster.
The little tiny cartoon Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, well, there's always a few weird. How about when Pablo was possessed?
Oh.
How about when Pablo was possessed and he bit Kelly, and then the place on Kelly gets bit on the leg, and she's like, my leg really hurts, and she like opens up her pants to like see the wound, and Pablo's face is growing out of her leg. And,
it's just his like nose and mouth.
Yeah, but it's like talking to her. This is the kind of wacky, crazy shit that you just don't get on any other, even no matter what horror show you're watching. There's
I
just
understand this.
Yeah, but yeah, that's look. Go watch season 3. I
watch all the seasons.
I thought it would have perfectly set up for a season 4. That would have been a lot more not more interesting, but would have been very different. It would have been set in the future.
So I really don't get this. So the end, they pull Ash.
The Knights of Sumeria. So he kills Kandar, the giant monster that is like ruling over the Dark Ones. He sticks the Kandarian dagger in a rocket in a tank, and he shoots it into Kandar. Kandar dies and falls on top of his tank, and then you kind of see people with the KOS, Knights of Sumeria, nameplates on their like rings and whatever. They take Ash's body and they put him in this like coffin / cubicle box,
mental institution,
and they put him in there where like apparently like he's able to survive like in outer space, like when you go into like one of those like life pods that you can go 1,000 years in space, but you're sleeping. And he wakes up and there's this robot cyborg woman with like her body, half her body is missing.
She's a normal woman who they just like fixed her with like.
Well, yeah, I mean we don't really know because we only got to meet her for about 2 minutes before the episode ended.
He got his hand back.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he gets to put on that awesome jacket and and they trick out the Delta. Yeah. So,
Great.
Ash vs. Evil Dead, we're bringing it back up. Actually, over my shoulder, right over there, you can see Ash and Kelly, the Funko Pops. Ash and Kelly are hanging out back there.
And Evil
and I got Evil Ash fighting Ash from Army of Darkness back there. I'm so happy that Charlotte watched the show with me. And when I was growing up, Evil Dead was probably my favorite set of horror movies. I had all 3 Evil Dead posters on my wall in college. So for my daughter at 11 years old to have watched all 3 Evil Dead movies of the original trilogy, to have watched 30 episodes of Ash vs. Evil Dead, and tomorrow we're going to meet 2 of the cast members of Ash vs. Evil Dead. It's very exciting as a parent.
This is a trilogy that all the movies, no matter if it's the first one, the second one, Army of Darkness, and the TV show, it's that series where none of the movies are bad.
So whenever
Army of Darkness isn't like the greatest movie, but it's still a movie that I'd enjoy watching.
Yeah, because it's not really a horror movie. It's more of like a silly, almost slapstick comedy that has deadites and skeletons fighting.
Scary skeleton.
The thing that, and I've always made this argument, and I'm glad you said this. I've always made this argument whenever like people online ask, "What's the best horror franchise?" Everybody runs to say, Friday the 13th, Halloween,
those movies
Nightmare on
all
Elm Street.
Have bad movies in them.
Exactly. That is always my counter. Is that I love Freddy. There are bad Freddy movies. I love Michael Myers. There are terrible
Michael Myers
Halloween movies. I like Jason. There are awful Jason movies.
Oh my god.
But there are not any bad Evil Dead movies. And I think, and what you said is right. Not only are they all good, but they're all different. Like the first Evil Dead movie is a scary horror movie.
Yeah, that's like low-key.
The second Evil Dead movie
is scary, but
it's also hilariously funny. It's probably my favorite. One of my all-time favorite movies. Yes. Yeah.
I hated when you do that to me.
Army of Darkness is a total slapstick comedy set in a horror universe. And then you have Ash vs. Evil Dead, where
Don't forget the remake. I didn't watch that.
Oh, well, the remake is totally different because it's a all-out horror movie, but with some of the, like, effects that Sam Raimi, the director of all three movies, said that if he had the money and the technology, he would have made his movie that graphic. It's so good. It's scary. It's dark. God, I love it. I can't wait. You have to watch it. But yeah, and then the show is very Evil Dead 2-ish. It has its moments where it could be scary. I think a lot of the stuff with Pablo and like the whole El Brujo Especial, I think that stuff gets a little scary. I think
not just El Brujo.
Yeah,
El
Brujo I think that there are scary moments in Ash vs. Evil Dead, but I also think it is
the most
funny and you know, blood splattering in people's faces. I think that stuff is, you know, funny too. This video has gone a lot longer than I thought it was, but that's fine. Tomorrow, we will be sending you live videos from Monster Mania 49 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And then coming up Sunday afternoon, Pete and I are interviewing David Weiner, the director of In Search of Tomorrow. He also directed, I have over here, In Search of Darkness, Parts 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. In Search of Tomorrow, you might have watched those movies on Shudder. They are the 4.5-hour 80s horror documentaries. Well, In Search of Tomorrow is a 5-hour 80s science fiction documentary. I am 3+ hours into it. It is incredible. You forget how amazing 80s science fiction was.
They gotta show me
And yes, and we're going to spend, Pete and I are going to spend the rest of March talking about sci-fi horror films. We're going to cover The Terminator. We're going to cover Predator.
The first sci-fi movie I want to see.
Yeah.
Terminator.
So that's what we have coming up for you on the Lasercast. And if you go over to our sister channel, Comic Books Transformed, Pete and I cover HBO Max's Raised by Wolves. You want to talk about great modern sci-fi? Really great show, executive produced by Ridley Scott. And him and Brian also have reviews of the Batman, and they cover all the DC and Marvel shows on there as well. They're covering Doom Patrol on there, I believe, right now. Yes. So we will see you tomorrow from Monster Mania. Kelly and Pablo, we're on the way.
Yes.
Groovy.